Hello, Class 1. Today we are going to start a very special project for Halloween. It is a moonlit sky where we will use our skills of adding white and black to a color to create a moonlit sky that our family of bats will eventually get to live in. So let's visualize in a minute, but first, let's make sure we have a cup of water, a brush, your white, your black, and your aquamarine blue, or the most blue. There's a bit of a gray blue in our kit, but this one is the one we want to use. I'm going to use a paper plate as a palette so that I can mix my paints. We're going to be using a large 12, I think this is about a 12 by 18 piece of white drawing paper. And we need a pencil, an eraser, and something circular that's about 3 or 4 inches in diameter. That means across here. So I'm using a piece of tape or a tape roll to be my circle template. You could also use a cup or a glass or something else circular around your home or around your table. Okay, so let's visualize this so we can start our project. Okay, so here's my big piece of white paper, nice and clean. I'm going to put my palette here. Actually, I'm going to put it here today. Now, the first thing we're going to do is take our white or our template, our circle situation, and we're going to place it on our paper in this quadrant. So imagine I'm cutting my paper in 4s. I want it to be on the up right side of my paper. My moon is going to start here, okay? It'll allow it to look kind of natural because it's not right in the center. So I'm just going to draw a very light pencil line right like that. Now, I want it very light, my pencil line. So I am actually going to almost erase it completely. It's just going to be a barely there idea. Okay. So this is what I'm doing here. And then I'm going to brush that off. So it's just barely there. I can barely still see my pencil line. And that's how we're going to start. Now, I'm going to first start with my white, and I'm going to put a nice blob of white on my palette, just about like that much, and put my cap right on because I want to keep my paint nice. And I'm going to work in my white first, and I'm just going to go around that circle in my white. And this is going to be the start of my moonlit night, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to take my blue and I'm going to not put it right into my white. I'm going to put my blue elsewhere on my palette because I'm going to be mixing a number of shades of blue with different values. So if you have something with a high value, it has a lot of white. And if you have something with low value, it has less white. So go ahead and you may want to use a little water to get it to move around. Now look at that. I've made I'd say a pretty sky blue. So I'm going to work that in around my moon. And I'm going to slowly brush it up towards my white moon shape, sort of like this. And with acrylic paint, when you add water, your paint will move more. It activates that creaminess and it moves the paint around. It also thins it out, somewhat like watercolors like we learned last year. So the more water, it kind of lightens the paint and moves it around, but also makes it more transparent. Okay, so I have gone around my moon shape and I've worked out that next color of blue. I'm going to take a little more blue and move it over here and mix in a little white as well. And I'm going to work out a little bit darker, a darker kind of ring. And I'm blending it in a little. Oh, by the way, always have a place to paint so you're not going to get the table yucky, right? So we always have a mat when we're painting. All right, so I'm just really going around my moon such and such, like so. And you might say, oh darn, I don't have enough to finish that ring. Well, try to work a little water in there first. That might stretch your paint a little bit, like so. And get a little up off of there. And look, I was good to go by stretching that out. All right, so again, it's getting slightly darker in my sky. So this time I'm gonna come out here and work just the strong blue color. Now, I can already tell I'm gonna have to squeeze out a little more blue out of my tube, but I'd rather be doing that than putting too much on my palette, right? And then I can't put it back in the tube. So it's better to use little bits and add to your palette as you go. So here I'm getting this nice deep blue color and I'm working it into my paper and into the lighter color over here. And I can go back into some white and bring that in here as well and make it look like I'm moving from lighter to a little bit more dark to a little bit more dark. I'm gonna get a little more blue on my palette and a little dabadooya. Okay. And I'm working this in and working this in. I am adding water and that helps spread my paint a little bit and also makes a kind of nice color gradation in there. Okay. So you're going to be taking your time all the way around your moon and working that in. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do, after we've got this solid blue, I call it, kind of works. Don't forget this corner up here. You want to make it look like it's part of your sky. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we want to do is take your black, all right? And you can put your black somewhere else on your palette. Here's my black, just a little bit of black. And I'm gonna take this way dark in this corner. This is where it's dark. All the way back here is gonna be my darkest, blackest color. Okay, I'm just gonna hold on to that corner, just like that. Now, I'm gonna put a little more blue on my palette. I'm going to remember how powerful black can be. I'm gonna put a little blue on my already black brush and brush the blue in, and slowly I'm hoping to bring it back to blue. Okay, so you're gonna keep working that. And you'll see shades of gray and blue start to appear, and it's really very pretty what you're gonna get this neat effect out here. You'll see dark blues occur, bluish black, all these neat colors that I just love to see in a night sky. All right, all the way around. And don't forget this corner down here, he's dark too. And please remember to take your paint all the way to the edges, please. It is important to cover up all the paper except for that moon spot. We want to keep that kind of white. but we want to really cover up as much of this paper as we can. That will make your piece look really finished. And now I'm brushing in some black right here. I think that looks kind of fun. You know, I'm going to bring some black with a dry brush kind of all the way up here around my moon, just like this. Okay. All right. And I'm going to keep working on this, but this is the basic moonlit sky. And you might get a dab on your moon. That's okay. Just wipe it off. And like I said, I'm going to keep blending, but this is the moonlit sky that we're going to work on when we build our bat family. Okay, keep working and check out the final example on my site, okay? Bye.